Kendrick Perkins. There's just no other way to say it. You tripping hard. Cole Johnson here on the Dailies on Tap, presented by Cole Sports. I'm so glad that you have joined me for today. And normally on this day of the week, we delve into something that makes you say the the tone in which is matched or the topic in which is broached and the actions that have shaped it would leave any of us for a desire for something greater. And that was this case here with ESPN's Kendrick Perkins. Now, he went on NBA Today. That's a show on ESPN, and he really was asked per se, but he's on a panel, and the moderator basically said, well, is Kyrie Irving, after the 64 performance in Orlando, the most skilled player in NBA history? This is what the man had to say.
You know what? 5 days ago, I apologized to Kyrie and I said I would never say anything bad about him again long as I'm in the media. And I'm glad I did, because after that performance last night, he would have made me look like a fool. And yes, I'm doubling down on Evan Fournier and saying he is the most skilled player to ever play the game. Woo. And it's no disrespect to Michael Jordan. It's no disrespect to the late, great Kobe Bryant. It's no disrespect to Olajuwon and a lot of others, but when you look at what Kyrie do it, how he does it, it's not what he do, it's how he do it. Yes, right now, today, he is the most skilled player to ever touch the basketball.
George, you gotta go.
Now,
You're look
close?
At his face.
It is close, but I wouldn't just say it's no debate. But it can be debatable, but in my eyes, he's the most skilled.
Kendrick Perkins, sir, for that take and for many others. But in this particular episode, for this take, you are tone deaf. So you're saying this gentleman right here, Kyrie Irving, the part-time player, is the most skilled player in the history of the NBA. We are talking 75 years of basketball. We're talking Wilt Chamberlain. We're talking Bill Russell. We're talking Bob Cousy. We're talking Elgin Baylor. We're talking Jerry West. We're talking Gail Goodrich. We're talking Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Dr. J, Connie Hawkins, Walt Frazier. We're talking Sidney Moncrief, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Lanier, Jack Sigma, Larry Bird, Moses Malone. I mean, the list is endless. And of course, you mentioned key players to me that when you think of skill, you pretty much have them on the highest of the echelon, which is Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Hakeem Olajuwon. I will get to this gentleman in a minute. But staying along that point and along those lines. So you have the ones I just named. I'll even throw in Kevin McHale, who to me is one of the most skilled post players to ever play the game. And the same can be said for Tim Duncan. The same actually could be said for David Robinson. A lot of these players built their name on skill. And you mean to tell me, Mr. Perkins, that the 6'2" point guard for the Brooklyn Nets is the most skilled position player in NBA history? No! Kyrie Irving is the most skilled position player that's ever touched the basketball, as you said, on NBA Today on ESPN?
You've got to be joking me.
Kyrie Irving, the most skilled position player in NBA history.
You for real?
Sir, he is not even the most skilled position player today. He's not the most skilled player today. And I'm surprised you don't have a section of fans who are after your neck, because they would probably think that he is the most skilled player in today's game. Kyrie Irving's game does not scream diversity at all. And the guy picks and chooses the time to play. That's been his MO for sure since he's been a net. And I can probably give you instances and moments and occasions when that was the case even before he became a net. I mean, with the Celtics, he got a chance to see, well, I would say he had a front row seat, but he didn't even appear on the court when he was injured. He basically had a front row seat, if he wanted one, of the Celtics, who was young, who went all the way to the fourth quarter of the Eastern Conference Finals without him. And then the very next year, when he was playing with them, they had all sorts of chemistry issues, and they couldn't even get more than a game off of the Bucks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. They played worse with them than without him. And then after he lied to Boston saying that he was going to be a Celtic and he jetted for the first opportunity that he saw in Brooklyn, well, he was oft injured the first year he was there. The second year, he decides to have a party and attend it and go to his sister's birthday to celebrate a birthday party. And then took a sweet time to come back. And then when he came back, he wowed people because, wow, he could score. Wow, he can dribble between his legs. Wow, he actually can finish. Wow, he's clutch. Until the point where he injured himself in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Off he went. He was on the bench to see the Nets get eliminated to the eventual world champion Bucks. And now this year, he doesn't want to have a needle stuck in his arm. The rest of the team says that's what we're doing, and he decides to go it alone.
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
But because he can score for 50 against the Hornets in Charlotte and 60 against the Magic in Orlando, that makes him the most skilled position player in NBA history. Is that right, Kendrick Perkins? Is that what I'm getting? Is that what I'm ascertaining? He is the most skilled position player in NBA history because he has the ability to put the ball in the basket. This gentleman, I'm not going to disparage his skill set. He can shoot. He can dribble. He's a little on the streaky side when it comes to shooting, if you ask me. He can be clutch. Heck, I cannot take back the fact that he hit a key three in the face of Stephen Curry in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. That's as clutch of a shot as you can make in any game, no matter the genre, no matter the era. So, yes, he has the ability to be clutch. Yes, he has the ability to shoot well when he's on. Yes, he has the ability to handle. But many have handles that are really good, as almost on par to me as Kyrie Irving. I just saw film today of one who basically is just about to go out the league in Jamal Crawford. To me, his handles are better than Kyrie Irving. And I might be tomato canned for this, but that's just the truth. I mean, to say that Kyrie Irving, Mr. Perkins, is the most skilled player in NBA history is demeaning the others who actually put in the time and the skill to do the job. To say that Kyrie Irving is the most skilled player in NBA history is to demean and to insult anyone who has put in the work, the time, and the skill to do what is necessary to be the best they can be and to be one of the best to ever play this game. So you can tout this guy all you want. You can say, well, he is a magician. You can say he is artistic. What he is above all of that is self-indulgent. What you can say he's above all of that is selfish. What you can say he's above all that is self-absorbed. It is Kyrie's world, and everybody else has to have permission to live in it. That is what it is with him, and he can just simply pull up in an arena, get out the ball, put on some sneaks, and just dribble his way to everybody's hearts. Okay, fine. But does that to me depict someone who is the greatest skilled player of all time? Let me tell you a story, sir. In the 75-year history of the sport, I have heard many people who've had a great amount of skill, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone who has put in the time to hone in on the fundamentals like Kobe Bryant. Am I a fan of his? No. Do I like Kobe? Of course. But I'm not a Laker fan. I'm not a Kobe fan. I just call it like I see it. There are stories, legendary stories. I'll tell you two quick ones that talk about his work ethic. So when they were in Barcelona during the Olympics, he got with the trainer. He said, "Okay, I want to work on some post moves," and so he did this. And this was around 7:30 that night before. He said, "All right, open the gym at 4 in the morning, and I'll be there." So the trainer woke up at around 3:30, got to the gym at 4, and guess who is drenched in sweat when he gets there? Kobe. And do you know what the log said the time that he went into the gym? 2:30. And then there is a Jay Williams story where he talks about when he was a player himself, that he was working on post moves when he got into the building. And then Jay worked out for an hour. And then after that, Kobe was still working. He was working on his shot when he finished the workout. The workout was about an hour. He was working on his jump shot after that. Jay said that he was working another 40 minutes after his own workout was over. And then later when he got with Kobe, after he thought that Kobe was going to be dead-legged, but was otherwise surprised because Kobe was his normal brilliant self, Kobe was like, "Let me do this right." He said, quote, "I'm not going to let any player in the NBA show that he can outwork me, because I'm always going to demonstrate that I'm going to outwork everybody else." Close quote. So, Mr. Perkins, you have played in the NBA. You know what it's like to be a champion. So I cannot demean you in any of that fashion. But in terms of your ability to discern talent, I have this to say to you. When you look upon somebody who has the skill to do it and works at it, you can't tell me someone who was willing to work 4 hours a day, and actually in Kobe's depiction, he actually at times worked 6 hours a day on his game, that he is less skilled than a guy who just wants to do it for a hobby. Mr. Perkins, I'm sorry. That take is tired. That take is wrong. That take is off in left field. But most of all, that take is tone deaf. Now, that's what I feel. How do you feel? Because I want to hear what you have to say. Like this video and share it all throughout your social media community. Comment below because I want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to get any and all content that emanates from here, whether that is 2-Minute Warning on the daily, as this show is, the Mothership, or any other program that comes from the Cole Sports channel. That's all the time I have. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Cole Johnson. This has been yet another installment of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily. Brown Sexual Confessions tomorrow.